Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the intense rivalry brewing between Emma Scorpio Drake and Jocelyn Jax, a feud that has escalated dramatically following a shocking act of betrayal. Both young women, ambitious and determined, have been vying fiercely for a coveted research assistant position alongside the renowned Professor Dalton. Their competition, once friendly and respectful, has now turned deeply personal, fueled by deceit, sabotage, and anger. Emma Scorpio Drake has long dreamed of earning the prestigious research assistant role with Professor Dalton. This opportunity is not merely an academic position for Emma, it's a chance to validate years of relentless effort, dedication, and hard work. Emma invested countless hours carefully preparing detailed research documents, data analysis, and theoretical frameworks. All her efforts were stored safely, she believed, on a USB drive, a small object that held Emma's entire future. Tragically, Emma's dreams were nearly crushed when the USB drive containing all her meticulously prepared documents was inexplicably destroyed. The heartbreak Emma felt upon discovering her destroyed USB was devastating. Her future seemed suddenly bleak, her ambitions cruelly sabotaged. Unknown to Emma, the person responsible for her misfortune was none other than Jocelyn Jax, someone Emma trusted deeply. Joss and Emma had been friends for a long time, sharing countless moments of laughter, camaraderie, and mutual support. Emma never suspected that behind Joss's friendly facade lay a hidden ambition so fierce that it would drive her to betray their friendship without hesitation. Joss, like Emma, desperately wanted the position as Professor Dalton's research assistant. To her, winning this coveted role represented more than academic prestige, it symbolized personal validation, a demonstration of her own worth. Driven by ambition and the ruthless pressure to succeed, Joss made the calculated decision to sabotage Emma's carefully prepared documents, destroying the USB drive containing Emma's research data. Her intention was clear: with Emma out of the picture, the path towards securing the research assistantship would be clear, leaving her as the only viable candidate. For a while, Joss's deception succeeded. Emma was completely unaware of the betrayal, continuing to see Joss as her supportive friend. However, secrets like these rarely remain hidden indefinitely. Soon, Emma began to uncover subtle clues pointing toward the truth. At first, Emma was in denial, unwilling to believe someone she had trusted so deeply could have acted against her so callously. Yet, as the evidence accumulated, denial turned to suspicion, and suspicion eventually gave way to the painful realization of betrayal. The moment Emma learned that Joss was responsible for destroying her USB drive, her emotions erupted like a storm. The pain of betrayal pierced her heart, mingling dangerously with anger and disbelief. Emma felt an overwhelming need for justice, a desire to confront Joss directly, to demand answers for why she had sabotaged their friendship and her future so ruthlessly. Driven by a mix of anger and hurt, Emma sought out Joss, determined to confront her face to face. Their confrontation was explosive and emotional. Emma confronted Joss with the evidence she had gathered, demanding an explanation. Initially, Joss attempted to deny involvement, feigning innocence and shock, but Emma's accusations were detailed, accurate, and undeniable. Under Emma's relentless questioning, Joss eventually dropped the charade, openly admitting to the betrayal. She justified her actions by stating that her desire to secure the research assistantship was too strong, blinding her to any moral considerations or friendship loyalty. Emma, stunned and outraged by Joss's unapologetic admission, could no longer control her fury. With emotions spiraling out of control, Emma lunged at Joss, initiating a fierce physical confrontation between the two young women. The intensity of their anger turned what began as a verbal exchange into an aggressive fight, neither willing to yield or surrender. Both women fought passionately, each fueled by resentment, pride, and the burning desire to prove superiority over the other. Their heated altercation quickly escalated, drawing the attention of everyone nearby, including Professor Dalton himself. Dalton, surprised and deeply concerned by the scene unfolding before him, intervened swiftly, physically stepping between Emma and Joss, forcibly separating the two furious rivals. Once the fighting stopped, Dalton demanded an explanation, deeply disappointed and disturbed by their violent conduct. Emma, breathing heavily, explained clearly what had happened: the destroyed USB, the painstaking effort she had put into the documents, and the devastating betrayal by Joss. Joss, meanwhile, presented her own argument, not hiding her ambition nor denying her actions. Dalton carefully listened to both sides, realizing the depth of each woman's determination and the lengths each was willing to go for this prestigious research position. Recognizing that both Emma and Joss possessed genuine passion, ambition, and intellectual drive, qualities essential for his research, Professor Dalton made a bold, unexpected decision. Rather than choose between them, he decided to offer the research assistant position to both young women, believing their rivalry, if channeled constructively, could yield remarkable academic results. Dalton made it clear that collaboration, mutual respect, and integrity would be expected, cautioning them that any further breaches of trust or conduct would not be tolerated. Emma and Joss accepted Dalton's decision, although neither did so with genuine enthusiasm. The tension and resentment between them remained palpable, unresolved by Dalton's diplomatic compromise. Both women privately resolved to outperform the other, driven not only by ambition but now by anger and rivalry as well. In the aftermath of the conflict, the friendship that once existed between Emma and Joss appeared irreparably shattered. Though forced into professional cooperation by Professor Dalton, they viewed each other as bitter adversaries rather than colleagues or friends. Their mutual trust had been destroyed by betrayal, their camaraderie replaced by suspicion and competition. For Emma, the betrayal inflicted by Joss cut deeply. Her trust in friendship had been fundamentally shaken, leaving her cautious and wary of those around her. Emma now faced a difficult emotional journey, wrestling with feelings of vulnerability, anger, and the resolve to succeed despite her painful experience. She vowed never again to underestimate the power of ambition, nor to allow herself to become vulnerable to betrayal again. Joss, for her part, justified her actions as necessary for achieving her ambitions. Yet, beneath her outward confidence, a lingering guilt remained. Joss found herself increasingly isolated, her reputation tarnished by the brutal methods she had used against Emma. As time went on, Joss began to question whether her victory was worth the emotional cost, recognizing that her ruthless approach might ultimately cause more harm than good. Meanwhile, Professor Dalton carefully observed his two new research assistants, aware of the strained relationship between them. Dalton was hopeful that their competition might yield productive results, yet he remained cautious, vigilant for signs of further trouble. Dalton understood the potential risks of bringing two such strongly opposed personalities together, yet he remained committed to guiding both Emma and Joss toward maturity and genuine academic excellence. As Emma and Joss began their joint research under Dalton's guidance, their professional relationship continued to be defined by tension, rivalry, and a constant, uneasy balance. Each woman remained fiercely determined to outperform the other, driven by a complicated mix of ambition, anger, and the need for vindication. Both understood that the rivalry between them was far from resolved and that their paths would inevitably clash again. The consequences of Joss's initial betrayal had far-reaching effects beyond their individual lives. Friends and family in Port Charles, aware of the bitter feud between Emma and Joss, found themselves caught in the uncomfortable position of choosing sides or remaining neutral. Relationships throughout their social circle became strained, alliances questioned, and loyalties tested. Ultimately, this intense storyline showcases powerful themes of ambition, friendship, betrayal, and competition. Emma and Joss's rivalry symbolizes the destructive potential of ambition when left unchecked, as well as the emotional devastation caused by betrayal from someone once trusted implicitly. Their struggle offers powerful lessons about the importance of integrity, honesty, and empathy, illustrating vividly how choices made in moments of ambition can profoundly shape personal relationships and future paths. Next, we will dive into the thrilling undercurrents of Port Charles as we explore the dramatic twists and turns set to unfold from May 12, 16, 2025. Brace yourselves for a week brimming with revelations, revenge plots, and heartfelt confessions as the residents of this beloved town grapple with their deepest secrets and most intense desires. From Lulu Spencer's relentless pursuit of hidden truths to Drew Kane's burning quest for retribution, this week promises to keep us on the edge of our seats with every episode. Let's unpack the chaos, the conspiracies, and the emotional roller coasters awaiting our favorite characters. Lulu Spencer's obsessive investigation takes center stage. Lulu Spencer is back with a vengeance, determined to unearth the mysteries surrounding Gio Palmieri, a newcomer whose enigmatic presence has stirred whispers in Port Charles. After a cryptic conversation with Lois Cerullo, who hinted to Dante Falconeri that Gio's true identity might be a bombshell, Lulu's curiosity has morphed into an all-consuming mission. She's convinced she's on the brink of cracking the case and isn't holding back. Enlisting the help of Ned Quartermaine, Lulu digs into old records and forgotten tour schedules from years past when Lois accompanied Brooklyn Quartermaine on a music journey across the country. Ned reluctantly shares a few tidbits about obscure venues and shadowy encounters during those tours, sparking Lulu's imagination about Gio's potential connection to the Quartermaine family or something even more sinister. Her next move is a daring one, confiding in Carly Spencer about her wild theories. However, Carly, ever the protective figure, issues a stern warning to Lulu, urging her to abandon this dangerous path before it spirals out of control. Carly's concern stems from past experiences where meddling in others' affairs led to catastrophic consequences, and she fears Lulu might be walking into a trap. Meanwhile, Brooke Lynn herself is caught in a whirlwind of anxiety, unrelated to Gio but deeply personal. Her dreams of building a family with Harrison Chase through adoption are plagued by doubts. What if the process falls apart? What if they're deemed unfit? Tracy Quartermaine steps in as the voice of reason, offering a comforting shoulder and sage advice, reminding Brooke Lynn of the resilience that runs in their blood. Tracy's own history of overcoming obstacles gives Brooke Lynn a flicker of hope, but the tension remains palpable. Tracy's mysterious task and Drew's unyielding vendetta? Elsewhere, in Port Charles, Tracy Quartermaine is weaving her own web of intrigue, pulling Jason Morgan into her latest scheme with an unexpected assignment. The details are shrouded in mystery, but Jason can't shake the feeling that Tracy might be nudging him toward a confrontation with Sonny Corinthos, his longtime ally turned occasional adversary. Could this task be tied to a larger power play within the Quartermaine dynasty, or is Tracy testing Jason's loyalty for her own cryptic reasons? Jason's mind is already preoccupied with another puzzle: Michael Corinthos' bizarre refusal to meet with Willow Tate. This behavior is wildly out of character for Michael, who has always prioritized family above all. Jason resolves to investigate, suspecting that deeper forces perhaps tied to Drew Kane's simmering rage are at play. Speaking of Drew, his thirst for revenge is reaching a fever pitch this week. After uncovering a piece of information that shatters his perception of recent events, Drew is on a warpath, determined to settle old scores and protect what's left of his fractured world. His discovery not only fuels his anger, but also leaves Willow Tate reeling from a heartbreaking realization. Could Drew's actions inadvertently drag others into his storm? The ripple effects are already felt as Nina Reeves and Portia Robinson find themselves entangled in a precarious situation, possibly linked to Drew's machinations. Adding to the drama, Nina approaches Carly with a significant request, one that could either mend broken bridges or ignite new conflicts between these two powerhouses. Their history of rivalry and reluctant alliances makes this interaction a ticking time bomb, and viewers will be glued to see whether they can find common ground. Unraveling secrets and surprises in Port Charles. The surprises don't stop there. Sonny Corinthos drops a bombshell on Laura Collins, revealing a decision about his peers that could upend the political landscape of Port Charles. Laura, who had been bracing for a contentious referendum to sway public opinion, might find her plans obsolete in the wake of Sonny's bold move. How will this shift affect the balance of power, and what will Drew and Tracy make of Sonny's latest maneuver? Their reactions could set the stage for an explosive clash of interests, as each player scrambles to protect their stakes in this high-stakes game. Meanwhile, Lucky Spencer takes on the role of detective, delving into a matter that has long been buried under layers of deception. His digging might unearth truths that others wish to keep hidden, adding another layer of suspense to an already charged week. At the same time, Christina Corinthos Davis is in crisis mode, working tirelessly to contain the fallout from a recent incident. Her efforts at damage control reveal her strength, but also her vulnerability as she navigates the fine line between family loyalty and personal integrity. Elizabeth Baldwin, too, inches closer to a revelation about a past accident, one that could rewrite the narrative of her life and those around her. The emotional stakes are high, and her journey toward the truth promises to be both heartbreaking and transformative. Emotional confessions and power plays. On a different front, Jocelyn Jacks seizes a rare moment of advantage, gaining the upper hand in a situation that leaves Emma Scorpio Drake on shaky ground. The dynamic between these two young women has always been complex, tinged with friendship and rivalry, and Jocelyn's newfound leverage could either strengthen their bond or fracture it irrevocably. Their storyline serves as a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change in Port Charles, where alliances are as fleeting as they are fierce. In a quieter but equally poignant moment, Trina Robinson opens up to her mother, Portia, about the struggles weighing on her heart. This intimate conversation offers a glimpse into Trina's inner world, revealing fears and hopes she's kept hidden from even her closest confidants. Portia, in turn, faces a critical consultation with Ava Jerome, one that could have far-reaching implications for their personal and professional lives. The gravity of their discussion underscores Portia's role as a pillar of strength, but also hints at the immense pressure she's under as she balances her duties at General Hospital with the chaos of her family's entanglements. A week of high stakes and heartfelt drama. As the week of May 12, 16, 2025 unfolds, Port Charles is a powder keg of secrets, schemes, and soul-bearing moments. Lulu Spencer's relentless quest for answers about Gio Palmieri sets the tone for a week where no stone is left unturned and no secret remains safe. Drew Kane's burning desire for revenge threatens to consume not just him, but everyone in his orbit, while Tracy Quartermain's enigmatic plans add a layer of intrigue that keeps us guessing. From Sonny's game-changing decision to Elizabeth's slow unraveling of a buried truth, every storyline weaves together to create a tapestry of drama that is quintessentially General Hospital. Whether it's the personal battles of Brooklyn and Harrison as they navigate the adoption process, or the power struggles between titans like Sonny, Laura, and Tracy, this week offers something for every fan. The emotional depth of Trina and Portia's bond, the tension between Jocelyn and Emma, and the high-stakes investigations of Lucky and Christina ensure that there's never a dull moment. Next, we will uncover the emotional turmoil brewing in Port Charles as Willow Corinthos faces a devastating revelation during the week of May 12, 16, 2025. Brace yourselves for a week of heartbreak, hidden betrayals, and shocking secrets as the intricate web of relationships unravels before our eyes. Willow's world is about to be turned upside down, and at the center of this storm appears to be none other than Drew Kane. Will the truth come to light, and if so, at what cost to the fragile bonds of family and love in this town? Join us as we delve into the drama, explore new layers of deception, and speculate on the fallout that could change everything for Willow and those around her. Willow sits, heart-wrenching discovery looms large. In the latest episodes, Willow Corinthos has been grappling with a painful mystery that threatens to shatter her trust in those closest to her. After making the emotional journey to Germany to visit her husband Michael Corinthos, who is recovering from life-altering burns sustained in a tragic incident, Willow was met with a gut-wrenching rejection. She confided in her close friend Sasha Gilmore Corbin during the May 9th episode, revealing that Michael refused to see her at the hospital. This news left Sasha stunned, prompting her to share the troubling update with Jason Morgan, a man known for his loyalty to the Corinthos family and his knack for sniffing out the truth. Now, as the week of May 12, 16 unfolds, spoilers hint at a devastating bombshell awaiting Willow, one that could point directly to a betrayal by someone she holds dear. Could Drew Kane, a figure with his own complicated history with Willow, be the architect of this pain? The whispers in Port Charles suggest that Drew may have meddled in ways that kept Willow and Michael apart during such a critical time, potentially orchestrating a cruel barrier to their reunion. Adding to the intrigue, let's consider the emotional weight of Willow's trip. She didn't travel across the world on a whim. Her purpose was to discuss their children, to ensure that their family remains united despite the physical and emotional distance. Michael has always been a pillar of strength when it comes to family values, often placing the needs of his loved ones above his own. So why would he turn away the mother of his children at such a vulnerable moment? The disconnect feels jarring, and it's hard to imagine Michael making this choice without an unseen force pulling the strings behind closed doors. As Willow stands on the precipice of uncovering a truth that could redefine her relationships, the tension in Port Charles is palpable. Jason Morgan's quest for answers heats up. Jason Morgan, ever the protector of those he cares about, finds himself deeply troubled by Willow's account of events. His reaction during his conversation with Sasha was one of disbelief. Michael shutting out Willow simply doesn't align with the man Jason knows. After all, it was Jason who encouraged Willow to make the journey to Germany in the first place, believing that a face-to-face meeting would help mend the strain caused by Michael's accident and prolonged recovery. Jason isn't the type to set someone up for heartbreak, and the idea that Michael would reject Willow, especially knowing that Sasha is pregnant with his child, feels implausible. This discrepancy gnaws at Jason, igniting his determination to dig deeper into what really happened at that hospital in Germany. Spoilers suggest that Jason will launch a full-scale investigation during this pivotal week, leaving no stone unturned in his pursuit of clarity. Could it be that Michael was never even informed of Willow's arrival? Rumors are swirling that a third party, possibly Drew Kane, may have intervened in a sinister way. Perhaps Drew, driven by motives yet to be revealed, bribed a hospital staff member to keep Willow at bay, fabricating a story of rejection to sow discord. If this is true, Jason's street smarts and unwavering resolve will likely uncover the deception. Known as Stone Cold for a reason, Jason has the resources and the grit to outmaneuver any cover-up. Imagine the scene: Jason confronting a nervous clinic employee, offering a hefty sum to spill the beans on who orchestrated this cruel ruse. If Drew's fingerprints are on this betrayal, the truth will surface, and Willow will once again find herself blindsided by the actions of someone she trusted. Drew Sip's potential role in the betrayal. As the week progresses, all signs point to Drew Kane as the likely source of Willow's impending heartbreak, with a particularly crushing moment anticipated on May 14th. Spoilers indicate that Willow will receive news that tears at the very fabric of her emotional stability, and who else but Drew has the capacity to inflict such a wound? Drew's history with Willow is layered with complexity. There's an undeniable connection, but also a track record of questionable decisions that have left others hurt in his wake. Could he have overstepped in a misguided attempt to protect Willow, or is there a darker agenda at play, one tied to unresolved grudges or personal gain? Some speculate that Drew might have acted out of jealousy, fearing that a reunion between Willow and Michael could jeopardize his own standing in her life. Moreover, the idea of Drew manipulating hospital staff isn't far-fetched, given the resources at his disposal and the lengths he's gone to in the past to control outcomes. If he did indeed block Willow's visit, the fallout will be catastrophic. Picture the moment when Michael, unaware of the deception, reaches out to Willow directly, perhaps through a heartfelt phone call or a letter expressing confusion over why she never came to see him. This revelation would not only clear Michael's name, but also expose the depths of Drew's interference. Family is sacred to Michael, and the thought of being portrayed as someone who would deny Willow access during such a fragile time would enrage him. The potential for a confrontation between Michael and Drew adds another layer of drama to an already charged storyline, leaving fans to wonder how far the ripples of this betrayal will spread. The emotional fallout and fan speculation. As Willow braces for the emotional blow on May 14th, the question looms large: will she ever recover from this latest heartbreak? Drew's actions, if proven, could irreparably damage their bond, forcing Willow to reevaluate who she can truly rely on in Port Charles. The pain of being kept from Michael during his recovery, a time when they needed each other most, might be a wound too deep to heal. Adding to her burden is the complexity of her relationships with others, including Sasha, who is carrying Michael's child. How will Willow navigate this tangled web of loyalty, love, and deception as the truth unfurls? For GH fans, the speculation is running wild. Did Drew make a colossal mistake that will haunt him for weeks to come, or was his interference driven by a twisted sense of protection? Is it time for Willow to open her eyes to the red flags surrounding Drew? Or do some viewers still see Willow as the ultimate relationship goal, believing they can weather any storm together? There's no shortage of theories floating around, with some fans pointing to Drew's past as evidence of his capacity for manipulation, while others hold out hope that this is a misunderstanding that can be resolved with honest communication. One thing is certain: this week will test the strength of Willow's heart and her ability to forgive, setting the stage for dramatic confrontations and soul-searching moments that will keep us glued to our screens. A week of shocking revelations awaits. The week of May 12, 2025, promises to be a turning point for Willow Corinthos and the intricate relationships that define her life in Port Charles. From Jason Morgan's relentless pursuit of the truth to the devastating news that threatens to break Willow's spirit, every moment is charged with raw emotion and high stakes. Drew Kane's potential role as the orchestrator of this heartbreak adds a layer of intrigue that could reshape alliances and ignite long-simmering tensions. As we watch this drama unfold, we're reminded of the fragility of trust and the enduring power of family, themes that have always been at the heart of General Hospital. So, dear viewers, what do you think lies ahead for Willow and Drew? Will Jason uncover a conspiracy that changes everything, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if you're Team Dillo or if you think it's time for Willow to walk away from this potential betrayal. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for more updates as we follow every twist and turn in this captivating saga. Don't miss a single episode, because in Port Charles, the truth always comes at a price.